Good morning. It's only me here, so I'm going to.
There's nothing wrong with that. However, to be able to, you must, in a sense, you as the founder stop being a bottleneck in your business. So let's think of an example. Let me give an example so that I bring this home. So many times, and I'm guilty of this because I'm a founder. The things need to be paid in your organization, but you have carried away the checkbook because you're the only person who writes checks.
And it's the glove compartment of your car.
Yes, and there's not absolutely nothing wrong with that because you you
Really?
you you know where it hurts. No, no, seriously, think about it. You know where it hurts. You know that I know I know how much money is in my business. I need to control the amount of money that we are spending as an organization. So I need to have my eye on how much money we are spending, right? So I think it was
I
one
own
of
the
your
money.
mistakes. Yeah, I own the money, and so there's nothing wrong with that. Um,
Oh, God.
the the only challenge with that though is that many times the money is a good is one example, but many times things don't happen in your organization because people are waiting for you to take a decision. People are waiting for you to take an
Yes.
action. So you may
Yes.
be out on the street trying to get new clients and trying to maybe do the work, maybe deliver something for a client, but then things are stuck in your office or things come to a halt in your office because you are not available.
Yes.
So
Yes.
sometimes, as the owner, you become a bottleneck, and and you have, like I said, you have very good reasons for it.
Yeah.
But one of what I'd hope that out of this conversation you will be able to do is to start to recognize
Yeah.
where is it that we have bottlenecks, whether you're the bottleneck as the owner, or whether somebody else in your organization is the bottleneck, or whether something that you're doing within your organization is a bottleneck. So
Yeah.
the example we're going to use throughout this session today is a friend of mine. She runs a dried fruits business,
Yeah.
and because she does not have the machine to dry the fruits,
Yeah.
she goes to a government agency that has the equipment to dry her fruits. So she
Okay.
collects all the raw materials from the farmers, and
Uh-huh.
then she has to book a slot in the
Yeah.
government agency so
Yeah.
that she can then have an opportunity to dry the fruits.
Okay.
So, and then after she's dried them, then she packages them for sale.
Yeah.
So what happens is that, excuse me, sometimes she goes out to dry her fruits and there's no slot available. So what
Okay.
happens at this place is that there's a whole schedule. So you have to
Yeah.
book months in advance to get onto the schedule. Because
Okay.
like her, a
Yeah.
lot of people, a lot of founders or a lot of owners of businesses do not have the capacity right now to
Yeah.
have their own machines for drying their raw material.
Yes.
So in her organization, if she has to wait 2 hours or 2 months actually to be able to dry, because that's the reality, to be able to dry her fruits, it means that there's a period there where she's unable to sell because there is no product,
That's right.
right? Right. And then so that the fact that she has to wait for a machine has
Yeah.
become a bottleneck in her operation. Remember, her business is to sell dried fruits.
That's right.
Now, she
Not
does
to
not
wait
own the
around.
drying. Exactly. So not to wait around. So the waiting around is a bottleneck,
Yeah.
right? So now the idea, what I'd like you as a founder to start to see
Yeah.
is start to think about is what are the things that are making you wait or making your customers wait or
Oh
making
man.
or making or making or resulting in your product not being in the market when it's supposed to be in the market. Because
On
for
time.
her, yeah, on time, because for her many times she has orders but she cannot fill them because she's waiting for the machine.
I
So
love this. What are
so
the things
what
that are causing my clients to wait?
exactly, so those are your bottlenecks, and if you remove those,
Yeah.
then you create a better experience for your customers, and potentially you earn more money. Because like for my friend, and in her business, when
Yes.
customers don't find you what they want when they want it, so they come to market and the product is not in the market at the time that they expect.
Yeah.
So the product, very important, the product is at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
um, Marketing 101. She then has an issue because people are like, they go somewhere else because they're like, you never have product when I want it. So she has, you can lose customers when
Yeah.
you don't, when customers are waiting for something. It's different for some agencies, places where it's a monopoly and people don't have a choice. But
Yeah.
for you as a business owner, where you're
Mm.
offering a service or a product, in
Yeah.
this particular case, you're offering dried fruits, or maybe you're offering an IT solution, and customers have to wait 3 days to get a quote from you, or have to wait. And that
I
happens, right?
feel that one.
Yeah. So they'll go somewhere else, because
They
remember, there's
will.
the power of the internet is that I can hit search and find
Somebody, an
5,000
alternative.
people like you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes those alternatives are not even local, right? So our
No,
market, our our clients' market is global. And
that's
so
right.
excuse me. So as founders, we need to think like that people don't have to come to you.
No.
So if it's very important that you remove the bottlenecks in your operation, so that people are drawn to your service, because they know that, look, when I go to Frida, I
Yeah.
will get what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for
I
mentoring help,
better. Yeah.
she'll get on a call and help me. She'll get on a 20-minute call and help me. She'll be on WhatsApp and talk to me. She
Yeah.
will have a video on her YouTube channel that can help me address the issue that I'm currently having in my business.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're really living in an age where people do not want to wait for things, and
People
waiting is
don't
just
want
one
to
bottleneck.
wait. Yeah.
No, waiting is just one bottleneck. There are other things as well. I've talked about the production example. So for
Yeah.
you as a business owner, my request to you is today,
Yeah.
right now, as we're having this conversation, think about the things
Yeah.
that are creating bottlenecks in your business.
Yeah.
You're the best person to answer that. Be candid with yourself.
That's right.
You're not gonna, you may or may not share this information with me, but you need to be honest with yourself,
Yeah.
because you need to create a seamless, by here I mean no waiting, no stress, seamless operation for your customers.
Okay.
And then on the flip side also, seamless operation for your employees. Imagine if your employees are always having to tell people, Pole leo hakuna. Pole,
Guy.
come next
I'm a
time.
gotcha mama.
Goja, yes, Goja, you get. So
Yeah.
you're also making it very difficult for your employees to work. So
Yeah.
your supplier, main supplier has come
Yeah.
to be paid,
Yeah.
and then your employees are telling them, sasa utangoja nani, utangoja
Yeah.
boss. They're like, So the next time,
Leo.
yeah. So it's just that thing of it's just that whole thing of make things easy for your customers and easy for your employees as well.
That's, I
Okay,
love
that's
this.
bottlenecks. So
Yeah.
that's your first action. The first thing you need to think about is, first thing I'd like us to think about today as we run our businesses is, what in our businesses are creating bottlenecks? Is it
Bottlenecks.
me? Yeah. Is it me as the owner, or
Yeah.
is it things that we are doing in our business that are creating problems, or are stopping the flow for customers? So if you look at this diagram here, this little bottle we have, there's lots of liquid, there's 3 rows of liquid coming through, and then it gets to a point where it's now
So
concentrated.
yes. I'm
Okay.
even surprised
So
that two popped out. 2 beads
2
popped
popped out,
out.
right?
I'm shocked.
2 popped out, it spilled, maybe because there was no cap to catch it.
I was like,
But yeah, so
yeah.
just
This
think through
is so
those things.
real. I love this.
Yeah. So any feedback on that, Frida?
What
Before we
is
move on?
yeah,
For example,
because
for you,
for
think
me, just
about,
as I think about it, for me, the biggest thing is not having enough manpower, trying to do
okay.
everything myself, which is a headache.
Exactly.
But one
It
of the
is.
ways that we're trying to mitigate that is we just had a big training of trainers the other day by ILO, because one of the things is the people not having the right people has been a bottleneck, because you don't want a training. We don't want a training where yes, they're great trainers, but we are not aligned in terms of the products and in terms of delivery, because every trainer has their wisdom and their knowledge, experience, and exposure. So we were asking ourselves, what can we do to ensure that the people that are training along us, we're on the same page, we're aligned, so that the entrepreneur is getting the same meal. Just like when you open Aquafresh, it is Aquafresh, blue, white, and red. So it was really cool when we were able to get master trainers from ILO to train a group of people. And then now, I really like that it was also happening around the same time that we were having Kipchoge's thing. So these guys are like pacemakers for Passion Profit. They're professionals, experts, experienced consultants in their own right, and they're going to come and do a training along us to help entrepreneurs with the right tools that they need to do the different things that they need to do. So that has been a huge bottleneck, and being in Nairobi to do Founders Conversation today is happening again because of technology.
Yes.
So when you say bottlenecks, I can write you a list.
Okay.
I could
Great.
see them. I see this blue, I can name for you these blue and green things in this bottle. So it's like the two that popped out. One is the trainers and the other one is technology for us.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. So that's what I'm going to ask everyone that's listening listening to this webinar to do. That think through the things that are causing problems for you as a founder, and then list them, put them down, because it's very important. When you have a picture, when you have it down, what it is that is a problem for you, then it's the first step to propelling you to find a solution for that problem. So I like what you talk about, Frida, about one of the things that you were concerned about is offering a consistent product to your SMEs. And so now you have come up with a solution through ILO and ILO certified trainers to provide a consistent standard training for your SMEs.
Yes.
Which takes us to the next part of this conversation, which is then what do you do to remove bottlenecks? There's a lot of things going on there.
Yeah.
But what I'd like to highlight, is just be very clear. So I'm going to use your example because you have used it, because you have brought it up. So what bottleneck are you removing? So in your case, you are removing, you are looking for trainers, like in a sense, world-class trainers. So who can deliver consistency. So the challenge with a lot of training, I think, one of the challenges with training is that everybody brings a different experience. Every trainer brings a different experience, a different background, different things to the training space.
Yes.
So if you ask me to prepare a training for you, I will probably come up with anything. You didn't tell me to talk about bottlenecks to me, right? No. So I'll prepare something based on my experience.
That's right.
So that's what I imagine that was your challenge. That you want to help. You have a picture in your mind about how you want to help SMEs, but then every trainer comes on with a different angle. So you can't really control what's happening.
No.
So for you, then the bottleneck you are removing was being able to solving the trainer or the staff problem or the people problem. Okay?
People, yeah.
People problem.
Yeah.
And so that's what you are trying to. What were you trying to accomplish? So what we have on the right, if you're looking at your screen, what we have on the right side of your screen is a model.
Yeah.
It's called the 3 questions model.
Yeah.
And it's been developed basically to help whenever you have a problem, think through what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So with your training, with you training master trainers, with you training trainers, world-class trainers with ILO, the problem you were trying to solve was to have a pool of people that can train the SMEs that you are in contact with. So that's what you're trying to accomplish. Is that part clear? Because then that would remove your bottleneck of a consistent help or training to SMEs.
That's correct.
Okay, so in the case of my friend who owns, if you're in the product business, then what she's trying to do right now is to put resources together so that she can own her own drying machine. So what she's trying to do is to own her own drying machine, right?
So
because
people
then
don't have to wait.
So her clients don't have to wait, because it means then that she can deliver on demand. It's a matter then of scheduling, because right now she's on a schedule on somebody else's schedule. Owning her own machine makes her decide her own schedule.
I like that, deliver on demand.
Yeah. And then also has the potential of her hiring out her drying machine
To make
when she doesn't,
money.
when she's not using it.
Yeah.
Remember, already the fact that she has to wait 2 months is because there isn't sufficient capacity, which means
That's
that
right.
there are people like her
brilliant.
who are waiting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So as a founder, the solution that you are trying to find could help other people. So for example, Frida, with your with you finding a pool of trainers,
yes,
who are now ILOs, who will become ILO certified, or who are now ILO certified
yes,
trainers,
yes,
you generate an income stream for them.
absolutely. I wish they could hear you.
Right? So you generate up, depending on how they choose to embrace this. They could wait for opportunities from Passion Profit, but then they could also create their own
plenty.
Right? So the solution that you seek, the problem that you're solving, could help another business.
Got it. Okay. So
Number one. So what are you trying to accomplish?
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever you're trying to remove a bottleneck, ask yourself, what is it that I'm trying to do? So go back to the list that you have now created, or the things that are bottlenecks in your organization or in your business, and think through, if we solve this problem, what will we do?
Yeah.
You get what are we coming up with? What solution, when we solve this problem, what solution?
Okay.
Yes, when we solve this problem, what solution, what will we have achieved?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, so, when we solve this problem, I love it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we jump right next to the second question. So now we have a bottleneck. Now we know what we want to achieve. We want to have standard training for our SMEs. We want to have a drying machine so that we can produce product on demand for our customers. So, for example, service for your trainers and product for my friend who wants to own a drying machine.
Yeah.
So how will we know? The second question is, how will we know that a change is an improvement? Yeah.
Okay.
So for you, Frida, how will you know that you have been successful?
How will I know that I've been successful? When the SMEs are trained, because we're putting up together what we're calling the SME Founders Symposium, and we're looking to train 200 entrepreneurs. And these 200 entrepreneurs are going to be trained in how to activate their business, which will be a 6-day training, a 5-day, 6-day training, where they will get to understand how to generate a business idea. What do they need to put in place, to start up a business? But you see, because we're using a world-class training methodology, we'll need to collect their data before they go in. So we'll be able to measure, have some baseline information when they come in, and then we can measure again at the end, and we'll continue mentoring them because we have the Founders Network where we mentor entrepreneurs. So then after the training, they get to join the network and they continue with mentoring, and we can, continue supporting them and measuring exactly what is happening based on the training we gave and the interventions they receive from the class. Because from the class, they'll get a business plan. They'll also get, for those that are starting their businesses, and for those that are already in business, before they go into the training, which is accelerate your business, accelerate what you're calling accelerate your profit for more impact, for more impact. So what happens is they're going to go through a series of questions so that we understand what are their challenges, and the training will be tailored to meet those challenges so that they're more ready for investors. So we'll be able to measure. I like what you said, your favorite quote, that without data is just an opinion. So this will not just be an opinion that we've done a great thing with certified trainers, but we'll have data to show for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you, then you will know that if your SMEs and the people who are in your network are able to be investor ready,
to have a bankable business idea, to be investor ready, because we're going to look at their marketing, how they're marketing, their record, their bookkeeping, If they need people, how are they recruiting and stuff like that. So it will be very intentional what we're working on with the businesses that already exist.
Okay, great. So how you know that you've made an improvement is, to answer that second question, is that you have to know what you have to have something that you're measuring.
You have to
you're
have
right.
something you're measuring. I like that.
Yeah, so I like what you said, that at the beginning you will have a baseline. So you'd say, this is where our entrepreneurs are when they came into this program.
Yeah.
And at the end, then you will have like some exit data that tells you this is where they are in terms of, so you're able to see the growth, or you're able to see the difference that the training has made to their businesses. Okay. Or where people do not yet have businesses, where they are potential entrepreneurs, where they are thinking about getting into business, then they have a business plan.
Okay.
Right. And the starting point, then they know, okay, this is what I need to do to be able to start my business.
Exactly.
So for you, success will then be those those two factors.
Yeah.
For my friend,
yes.
Success for her will be when there is no waiting time for her customers, when she's able to get her product to market as regularly or as fast as she would like.
Okay.
Right? Because when you own the machine, then you can run it. It's like big industries. When you own it, you can run it 24/7.
That's right. Yeah.
You can have a shift system. So if you know that, for example, there's a big, maybe you want to deliver, she wants to deliver at an event, then she knows an event is coming up. For example, like this weekend, there's the Standard Chartered Marathon, and she wants to sell some of her dried fruit. They're offering a healthier snack option to the runners, hopefully.
Yeah.
Kipchoge, they must watch what they eat. Right?
I hope Kipchoge will be there.
I hope so. Yeah, it's photo op. I'm sure that if I show up there, it's not to run, it's to take pictures. But that's another story.
That's right.
Yeah. So then she'll be, so then you can plan production better. For her, she'll be able to plan production better. She's able to plan her marketing better. She's able to plan her sales better, because she knows that I can produce, if I have so much demand, I can meet that demand by running the machine longer.
I like that you can plan better.
You can plan better. And if you can plan better, then you minimize the risk for bottlenecks.
Okay.
Remember bottlenecks.
We're trying to break that neck.
Yes.
Plan better and minimize bottlenecks.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, love it.
Okay. Great. So the third question you might ask yourself, we're back to the 3 questions model.
Okay.
We're still making reference to that, is then, what changes can I make that will result in an improvement? So remember, the first question is, what am I trying to do?
What am I trying to achieve when I solve this problem? Okay.
Yes, when I solve this problem, what am I trying to achieve?
Yeah.
Then the second question is then, when I solve this problem, how will I know that I have actually improved? How will I know that I've actually been successful?
Yeah.
Which then brings us to the third question of, then what changes do I need to make to get the success that I want?
Love it.
Yeah. So then before you make any change, because there are a lot of times we do things and this is even in our personal lives as founders, that are really knee-jerk reactions.
Tell me about reactionary every day, putting off fire and just going.
Exactly. So your friend has gone and opened a shop, and so suddenly you think to yourself, let me go and open a shop. Until now, you've been selling your stuff online, and it's working, right?
And you see, I really like what you said, because you said that, what changes do I need to make? No, not that. Before you ask that question, you said something that's really key for me. Sorry to take you back, but you said that when you plan better, you minimize bottlenecks. When I work with small business owners, I find that they tend to think, they feel like they don't have enough time to plan. So I have a meeting with a client, and I'm going to have a meeting with a client with 4 members of staff, real story. And I'm telling them, think through the agenda. So send me an agenda, and then they send the agenda. Then I tell them, this agenda and the time you've given me is not gonna work. All right, so reduce this. All right, and these are the things that you need to get ready. And they kind of feel they're going to do it at the meeting. So when we get to the meeting, one person has 20 slides and they have 30 minutes to deliver. And then they're giving us jargon from here to Timbuktu. You know, one person has, you know, you can see, you can tell they didn't plan well. And now that's a bottleneck. And this is a company that's always putting off fires, because you find that when they're getting ready to have an intake, you know, to get new clients for a new product, they're doing a product launch or whatever, it's always firefighting. So it's like, this is the second time we're getting ready for the next campaign. We shouldn't firefight this time, you know?
Yes.
So you just nailed a great bottleneck for me and my clients, that if we plan better, we'll minimize bottlenecks. So planning is important and not a waste of time.
Absolutely. It does seem like it does seem like a waste of time, because you seem like you're just sitting there and instead of working. The reality of it though is that, the reality of it though is that many times you might end up doing something that you probably didn't need to do. Right? Yes. So one of my good friends sells she has a business that sells things online.
Yeah.
and then what's been happening is that once in a while there are lots of exhibitions. So there's a market like at the village market, or there's a market at Yaya, or there's a market at the hub.
So she puts the things in her truck and goes.
Yes. Now the challenge with those, from experience, from a number of those, she's discovered that, okay, you know what? My products don't really sell at these markets. So you spend a lot of time booking a table, and don't get me wrong, there are products that will sell well at an open market at the hub or anywhere where you have there's a market that happens it roams. It happens at many malls.
If the people passing through there have not known her enough, liked her, and trust her enough, they're not going to buy that day. But
absolutely.
If she does, so she has to have a longer period of doing this, which is again what you talked about, planning, before there's enough traction for this lead generation to turn into clients. People don't want to wait.
No, people don't want to wait. You're right. But the bottom line is then there's several things. So you have to think through, even as a business owner. Am I doing stuff because it's fashionable? Right? It's very important to be cutting edge, but the planning process helps you to think through, why are we doing this?
Love that. That's it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's important, because the why will help you figure out, if you understand why you're doing it, then it will help you figure out that if I go into this market and do this particular activity, if I leave the market with sales worth, I don't know, 50K, then I'm successful.
Or if I leave the market with 10 leads, because you might not leave. But these are leads that I can nurture and convert. So it's not a total loss.
It's not a total loss. So you have to think through, it's like, what am I trying to do?
I like that. What am I trying to do? What will success look like? What will be my win at the end of this?
What will success look like? I think that second question is very important. That's success. It's like, what am I trying to accomplish, first of all? Then what will success look like? And then based on what success will look like and what I'm trying to accomplish, then you answer the third question. Then what changes do I need to make? So in your case, in your case, you had a staffing capacity issue. So you've solved it by training by partnering with the ILO to train ILO certified trainers. Okay. Now you have access to a pool of trainers that can help the SMEs that are in your network. Or help the founders that are in your network. So that's important. That's important. So that's number one. So for my friend, then her with the drying machine, her priority then is get funding to own my own drying machine, which then means that she's doing
Yeah.
several things.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she has to look at what are the things that will attract funding, right? So
Mhm.
records, she has to look at what
The
changes am I
story
going
goes
to make?
on.
Yes.
Not that there are many dots in the bottle.
Yes. So now I have
Oh
I
God.
need to be able to attract funding or financing, then I need to be able to show what my sales look like. So I need to
Yes,
have records. I need to
absolutely.
show, yeah. So some of the things that then you have to do as a founder is start to
Yeah.
clean up your own record keeping, start to
Record
keep
keeping.
up your own marketing activities, because there's some fun people who offer finance that will not offer finance if you do not have a certain level of sales.
Uh-huh. That is so important to know because
Yeah.
a lot of times, I just had somebody chatting with me the other day. I don't think this funding thing is huge.
Yeah.
There's no day that passes that somebody doesn't ask me for money. And not ask me for money, they want to go and buy chips. They're looking
Yeah.
for money to grow their business. There's a young lady who sent me a message. She has a shop. First, she was selling outside she was selling grains to people. And then now she has put everything in a shop, added some provisions. So she just needs 100,000. All right,
Okay.
100,000 is what, $1,000. And
Yeah.
so I'm asking her, so I'm asking her some of the things that you're asking. How much do you make per month? And how much do you plan
Yeah.
to pay? And
Yeah.
she's saying it's better now. And I know if I get 100,000, I can pay 10,000 every month. So
Yeah.
I like what you said earlier. If you don't have data, it's just an opinion. I wish I had that before. I wish I had that when I was chatting with her yesterday, because she's trying
Yeah.
to convince me in her most humble voice that, Frida, I know I can do 10,000. But how
Yeah.
much have you been making? Why are you not answering this question?
That question.
Bottleneck.
Yeah. Exactly.
I
So
love this conversation.
so the fact that she's not probably doesn't have her finger on the numbers, and that's a challenge for many founders, because the reality
A
of
lot.
the matter is that you are an expert at what you're doing. You're passionate
Yes.
about, you can do easily.
Yes.
Some all this admin and all this record keeping and all
Take
this
it
finance
away from me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're important because they tell the story. They tell the story about how your business is running. They tell the story about they give you a track record, right? Because when people are willing to bank in, you have people believing in you and banking in you when they can see the whole story. So I watch on and off. I like Lions Den.
I
The
haven't
questions
caught
that
up
they
with
ask,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then even if you
I
think about
love
Shark
Shark
Tank,
Tank. Yeah.
so the questions they're asking are really around, and okay, I'm not gonna make this is not about finances, this is about processes. They're asking questions around how is your business running?
Yes.
What are your sales? What are your costs? How do I know I'm gonna make profit by investing in your business?
Yeah.
So it's those are the things that they're interested in. So again, the whole issue of data.
How will
So
my money come back? Show me.
yeah, absolutely. So what we do at Top Tier then is to help founders think through how they run everything in the organization, because then if everything is running as it should, you're keeping records as it should, then you're noticing bottlenecks as they come up. Where you have efficient process, and I like that you were talking about productivity last week. When you have processes that are clear, that are simple to follow, that are clear to the people who have to work in those processes, then you help people become more productive, because people are not spending time trying to figure out, what's next step do I need to take? This client has called asking for a quote. If the next step is that they prepare a proposal that you then, as the owner or as the founder, need to run through, then fine. Then they spend time preparing the proposal rather than telling you, oh, Frida has called asking us for a proposal. So then you spend time telling them, okay, now prepare a proposal using that template that we have, and then send it to me. So where things are clear for your people as well, are clear for your people. So for example, like in your agenda setting, when you're going out to meet a client, then you're like, okay, guys, this is what we need to consider when we're going to meet clients. Have this in your presentation. Have maximum 2 slides. Let's let's remove jargon. So all those things that you are
Let's
thinking
remove
as you're in the
jargon.
meeting,
Yeah.
how do you as the founder make sure that the people you're working with are clear, know those things in advance so they don't surprise you at client meetings?
Yeah.
So, okay. So
that's a huge one.
Yeah. The bottlenecks will, you as a founder can easily become a bottleneck when you do not create clear processes that people can follow. When somebody when somebody knows, instead of calling Frida for this one thing, I just need to call her operations
I
person.
like that. I can also be a bottleneck.
Yes. So we
That's
help you
scary.
to think through everything you run in your organization so that you do not become a bottleneck, because the risk for many founders is wanting to be in everything. I think that's where we started this conversation. That
Whoa.
you want to be in everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's important. You've run this business, you've been running it for some time. Like your friend, you know that if I just got 100,000, I can tip this thing over.
Yes.
And I'm able to pay 10K a month. However, those very same things, if you do not have a way of doing it, if you do not have a clear process, can easily become a bottleneck within your organization. It can start to create problems for your customers. Right?
Yeah.
So again, how do you remove bottlenecks? First thing is figure out what bottlenecks you have in the organization. And once you know what bottlenecks you have, then you figure out, how am I going to solve this problem? What am I trying to accomplish?
Figure them out. Okay.
Number two.
The 3 top questions. I like that.
The 3 top questions. Number 2 is then, how will I know I have been successful? What changes can I make that will make an improvement? So that's the second question in the model, the 3 questions model. And then the third question you must ask yourself as founder is, then what changes can I make that will result in success, or that will result
Love it. What changes do I need to make to get the success I want? God.
Yes.
3 short, powerful questions. I really love it. And would you believe we have 4 minutes?
I know. Time's up.
I see at the end there you have a link. Is that a link you wanted to share with us? This is being recorded.
Yes.
This is being recorded, and it's going to be on YouTube, and it's also going to be there for people who signed up. For some reason, it has not allowed me to get on Facebook, but we're going to put it on YouTube and on Facebook. So maybe you can guide us on what you'd like us to do with this link here, or what this link down here is about. Carry on.
Okay. So there's just 2 simple things for you to do following this conversation. The first is the first thing that you have to do is think through what bottlenecks are within your organization. Then the second thing I'd like you to do then is, if you follow that link down there, and I probably will provide a different one, then we will be able, as an organization, help you to see where you perhaps need to strengthen the processes you're running within your organization, so that you remove bottlenecks. Okay. So what it is basically a simple questionnaire that asks you a few questions around what systems have you put in place so that you do not create bottlenecks. So you as the founder.
I love it. I just.
Yeah. So
it's almost, I would be like naming your little form.
What do you want to name it?
I want to name it your bottleneck assessment. Do you know the bottlenecks? I want to name it.
Okay.
Do you know the bottlenecks in your business? I like that. What was your first question? Your first question, when, if you go back to the first slide on your screen, what is creating a bottleneck in your business? Yeah. Do you know what is creating bottlenecks in your business? It's really a bottleneck assessment.
Yeah, it is.
So this would be a good question to ask, and then give people the link. I think it's a great one. I like the conversation. So, all right. So 2 things to do. We think through what are the bottlenecks. And have I lost you, Rosalind? Rosalind, can you hear me? But it looks like Rosalind is frozen, but today I was speaking with Rosalind Mutai, founder of Top Tier Consultancy, and we're having a conversation of what is creating a bottleneck in your business. And a bottleneck is just that thing that is happening in your business that is not allowing your client to receive your services. And I think she has gone off. I'm really sorry about that. So she asked us 3 questions that we need to think about in this conversation. Number 1 is, what is creating a bottleneck in your business? And then, because bottlenecks when we remove the bottleneck, we'll be able to deliver on demand. We can also removing a bottleneck can create another stream of revenue. For instance, in the example she used in this conversation is her friend who didn't have a machine, and when she gets funding to buy the machine, she'll be able to even lease the machine to other business owners. So automatically she creates another stream of income. And then she said, another question we need to ask is, when we solve the bottleneck, what will we achieve? When we solve the problem the bottleneck is creating, what will we achieve? So we must have something that we're measuring. And like I shared in our example, is that we have been looking to have a pool of trainers so that we can train more entrepreneurs, and not just in Nairobi, but across Africa, first in Kenya, then across the region and across Africa. And we have been privileged to have a training of trainers with ILO. And now we have the first 20 trainers that will be training 200 entrepreneurs on November the 25th, from November the 25th to December the 6th. And one of those entrepreneurs could be you. If you're saying, I want to start my business, I want to start right, I want a bankable business plan, I don't know how to hack it, they will be working with you to make sure that you get that using ILO methodology. ILO stands for International Labour Organization, and that is the only organization in the world that helps us to create methodology for adult learning so that we are able to do work that is meaningful to us. So there's going to be a flyer. I'm going to share those flyers with you here right quick, so that let me share the flyers with you here right quick as I drop off this call, so that you can just have that great information. So that is Roslyn, and these are the flyers here. And I'll say here slide, and I'll say no view, present. So there's going to be 2 programs. The first one, we're going to start off with Activate Your Passion for 2020, Activate Your Passion for Impact and Profit in 2020. And then it's Generate a Bankable Business Idea, Doing What You Love and Enjoy, delivered by ILO, Start or Improve Your Business Trainers. So these are the trainers that are going to be taking you through that program. And the first one is 6 days. We're going to find out, where are you at with your business? You need to, if you're from 0 to 2 years, whether you have not started or you have started but it's not working the way you want it to, this is for you. It's 6 days at only 5,000 shillings. And so that's less than 1,000 shillings a day, because it's 6 days, and it covers your meals, your manuals, and everything. And then there's this other one that is for people that are already in business. If you're 3 years and more in business, you'll discover proven global strategies to align your people and processes for increased productivity and profitability. And for this one, you'll actually go through a short survey for us to know where your business is at, and then what are the interventions that you'll need, and you'll be put in little clusters so that each trainer will be able to work with you on the area that you have a problem. Somebody might be saying it is marketing, somebody will say it is record keeping, somebody will say it's HR. So whichever one it is, you'll be put in clusters and you'll get sorted in 4 days. And after those 4 days, you should be better able to manage your business, because it doesn't end at the 4 days. You can't run a profitable business with 4 days of information. After that, we're going to have mentorship, and you'll get the first 90 days of mentorship free, because we do have Founders Network where you pay 3,000 a month. But if you sign up for any of these programs, you're going to have your next 90 days of mentorship at no extra cost. So I encourage you to sign up. If you have any questions, call the number on the screen or send an email to the email admin@passiontoprofit.ceo. If you're saying, I'm not waiting, I'm jumping right in, we have our lovely sponsors here that are making it more affordable for you. So take advantage of this offer and get the tools, the techniques, and the training that you need to build a thriving business. This has been Frida Owinga, and my guest this morning has been Roslyn Mutai of Top Tier, the systems lady. I highly encourage you to listen to this video again, do their bottleneck assessment, and get in touch with her for further help. This has been Frida Owinga, and today I'm actually in Tampa, Florida, where we are holding Organization for Women in International Trade. Our 19th annual conference is happening today, and I'm moderating the panel for Africa Trade Revolution. I'm privileged to be having 4 people on that. There's Robin Kessler, the Executive Director of Promise Africa, and we're going to have Sabina Njonjo, founder of Heel to Toe, a retail footwear organization, and we're going to be having Blessing Irabo from Nigeria. She's a consultant, and she works with small business owners in area of value addition for agriculture. So that is what we have for today. You can see all that information on our website at www.owit.org, or this information on Passion Profit right here on our Facebook page. I'm sure our website, or if you just email us or call, you'll get that information. I thank you so much and see you again next week. Next week, we're going to be having, I think it's people. Yeah, next week is people, because we have done processes. So there's people, and then we'll be going on to November, where we're going to do Start and Improve Your Business. God bless you, and bye-bye. All righty, so I'm going to stop the share. I think I've stopped the share, and I'm just going to sign out now. So stop share, and stop recording, and bye-bye. There is a question. All righty. Let's see who we have here. Chat. Wow, Dr. Godara, you signed in. Dr. Godara, we look forward to having you on the conversation. One of these fine days, we're going to be bringing Dr. Godawara, a talent mentor, to speak with you. Thank you so much. He's signing in all the way from India. Thank you so much, and we'll continue chatting, and God bless you, and good day. Bye-bye.